I am in New Zealand. I am in Blenheim Bridges Holiday Park. Just wrapping up my probably 6-week trip. I did the TA South on South Island, started in Picton, went down to Mossburn, and then switched to the Sound of Sounds. I think the goal today is a short ride into Picton, but I thought since I was here for 6 weeks, I would sort of give you a rundown on my bike. I did not travel light for sure. I guess I'll just start with the Cockpit. I have a Garmin Explorer 2 bike computer. I downloaded the GPX files from Facebook. I bought the Kennett Brothers in the PDF form, so they're on the phone. And for the phone, there goes the other camera. It is, the other camera I'm using is a DJI Pocket Osmo. And then I have a portable PGY Tech extendable tripod for it. For my phone, I have the Peak Design case with their handlebar mount. I've had Quick Lock in the past, but the problem with Quick Lock is you need to rotate it. What's great about this, it's magnetic and it clips in with these two pins here, or blades I should say, and that's it. And then to get it off, you push these buttons on the side here and you can get it off. And what I like about that is if I had a quad lock, this would be a problem for clearance with the bike computer. Pathless pedaled, one of their stem caps, but then I have an extension to get it up here. I have the Redshift suspension stem. I have the heavier grommets in there, or suspension rubber things in there, just because the front bag is heavier. I have their wing parts here, and then I have the things in the drops for the Redshift. So I have two feed bags, the Revelate Design feed bags. I don't really use them for food necessarily. The Osmo camera, which is over there, lives in here, and I have a spare set of reading glasses because if I lose my prescription glasses, I'm okay. I just can't read anything. And then I have an energy gel, and sometimes I'll put a protein bar in there. Protein bars are preferred over the granola bars. And I also have these expandable compressed towels. These are the cheap ones. These are more like netting more than a towel. I bought a bunch of them just for various things. I haven't used them very much, but they're in there. I think there might be an air tag in there. And then I have chain oil, and this is for wet and dry conditions. And then I think there's some doggy bags for trash. One thing to remember here is in New Zealand, at the National Forest, they do not collect trash. There aren't trash bins. Trash bins are a rarity. You'll go to a takeaway place or somewhere that's more remote and they'll be like, rubbish is for customers only. On this side, on this feed bag, I have sunscreen, which is real important since the ozone's been depleted here. The click stand that I use that I would not go anywhere without. I just love this thing. That gets folded up and put in there also. And then the tripod that I'm using with the Osmo. This is a toe peak extension. Basically gets if you have a light or something, it gets it up higher so you can shoot over a bag. This can either go horizontal like it is now or vertical. This part does come off and it is loose enough I can just pull it out of the way. Here is my big bag that's almost my feed bag and catch-all. It's a Swift Industries Paradise style bag. This is the bigger version. They make one without the side pockets here. So I have a pair of gloves. Don't really like them. They're not very efficient. Potato chips in here. Camp headlight, so I have access to that almost immediately when I get into camp. I have a bag for shopping, a little, day bag. And then this is all my charging equipment, 2 65-watt quick chargers and like 3 USB-C cables and some other charging cables. And then I have these licorice things, are my equivalent of like the gummy bears, which I like a lot, this soft licorice from Australia. And this is a buff that I'm normally wearing. This is a rubber band I have for when I put on my long pants, keep it out of the chain. Generally I just tuck it in the sock now. And one of the things I sent home was the third bottle cage down here, and I wish I had kept it because I could have put a jar of peanut butter there, because this is expensive and they add oil to make this more liquidy. Stills camera, which I haven't used that much. Some baby wipes. I have another doggy bag here and some miscellaneous napkins. Oh, there's the adapter I was looking for. This is a tripod adapter for the Osmo. Oh, and then I have some heavy duty industrial zip ties. I did use zip ties for my chain ring. That's a whole other video that I can go into about how the zip ties saved my butt. My spork, some chamois butter. I bought 2 different brands. And then I have, these are some spare, there's a tire boot in there. And these are some spare nuts and bolts and some TP. I'm at the end of this trip, so I'm kind of like light on what's in here. Normally there'd be like an apple or 2. And maybe a banana or 2, and then like the sandwich. What I would do is, you can generally find food on these rides. You go through these little towns and they have pies and sandwiches in the morning. So I would usually, look at the route and see what I had to do and then buy accordingly. So I would probably have, like the Molesworth, you need like 3 to 4 days of stuff. Lunch and midday stack were always the challenge. Dinner was never really an issue because I always generally had a pack of tuna and the noodles. And in the morning I would have oatmeal or cereal. Let's see. Oh, and I have a jack rack here that's supporting the Carrot Ice bag. I was an early adopter. I got this on Kickstarter. I really like it for support. It's a little bit on the heavy side. I found that my Salsa Anything cradle and the bag that it comes with is actually lighter than this setup, but I wanted to try it. It's the only way to really support a bag of this size. And sometimes this bag, when I would add food, this bag would balloon up, you know, like quite a bit. For the side pouch, I have a windbreaker, which I would highly recommend you bring. And then I have my microphone that I'm using now is in here. I have some hand soap, which is cool. This Sea to Summit flakes. It's really cool. Just don't get it wet because then it globs together, but this is good for washing your hands when you need to. And I have more of those compressed towels, which I really haven't used that many, but I recently lost my oil rags, so I'm probably gonna have to use this to clean the chain. And then on the other side, which I would highly recommend, other than this light, which slides on here, and I use that as needed, is a high-vis vest, because on the TA you're gonna be doing a lot of road riding on roads without shoulders. And then these are arm sleeves, which I really haven't used. I've mostly been wearing the long sleeve shirts, and this is a rain cover for the helmet, which I used once. And my tent stakes are attached here to the jack rack with a couple of belay straps. That's worked out really well. And let's see, so I guess, oh, and then this is a tail fin bag. It's the large size. They make one size larger. This is a 58C steel frame bike. In here is my drone. That's a DJI Mini 4 Pro, and it's just wrapped in a soft wrap. These are two TPU tubes, the controller, and then 2 batteries for the drone. So I have 3 batteries total. One's in it, and then that there. And then on the other side, I have a 20,000 watt battery with fast charging capability. I put some tea bags in here. Basically any nooks and crannies that I can fill, I fill. And then I have my passport and the US dollars are in this little net bag here. I just always know where that is. And then let's see, the top 2 bag is a Revelate Design bolt-on. And you know, generally I'll keep a quick access protein bar in here, Leatherman, that I use to cut up my apple with the blade. I don't have a multi-tool. I generally use Allen's. I just feel that sometimes the multi-tools are too short and you can't get into where you need to get in, so it's just easier to have a full set of multi-tools. And plus they have the balls on the end, so you can get at angles. And I have my earbuds. I've lost one of them when it hit the ground and bounced out. Lip balm, some Tylenol, well, it's not really Tylenol, it's Tylenol and ibuprofen. I think I used a piece of floss there. Chamois for cleaning my glasses, and this is some more of the, this is a used pack of the hand wash I was talking about, but it got wet, and it's kind of a, as you can see, it's kind of a mess, but it still works. I'm still able to use it. This is a KOM reamer and plug applicator, and then a T25, which is not in the group set of tools that I have. And then on this Alp kit, this is basically where I keep my memory cards and batteries. There's my memory cards in here, my SD cards, my spare GoPro batteries. I have a Silka gravel pump, which is supposed to be more high volume. What I like about it, the connector is it's not a screw on, it's a flip, I don't know what, it clamps on to the valve. So there's no chance that you're going to unscrew the valve when you take it out. And then I have 2 1-liter water bottles with a splitter, and then this is a thermos. I had this thermos on the Great Divide, and I used it for Gatorade mostly because it was really nice to have a cool drink because the water would get hot over the course of the day. That didn't happen on this ride, and I had visions of, you know, taking coffee breaks and filling that up with coffee in the morning from camp, which I think I only did twice. I never, just really kind of forgot to do it and too lazy and never really did it. Lately I've been putting milk in it, if you can believe that. What'll happen is I'll go to the store, if I go to like a Foursquare, which is like a mini grocery store in some of the smaller towns, the ½ liter milk will be gone. I have to buy like a whole liter, so rather than waste it, I thought, well, and it worked. Actually, I was able to use it for like 2 days or 3 days. It stayed cold and didn't go sour, and I was able to use it on my cereal, so it worked out really well. And then all this staining is from the chamois cream. Basically what's happened is with the chamois cream, it went through both pair of shorts, but I had these gray shorts. It looked like I had wet my pants because the chamois cream had actually migrated through over the course of the ride, obviously had migrated through the chamois, and now this seat is covered in chamois, and that's what all this staining is, chamois cream from my thighs. This is the GoPro strap I use. You can wear this underneath my clothes, and I don't have to connect. It's magnetic, so it'll go through my layers of clothes. So that's what I use with GoPro, which I'm shooting with right now. There was an extension piece that I dropped it and broke, so the last, I don't know, a week or so I've been without that extension piece so that I can get it away and aim it correctly. So I have 2 of the Ortlieb fork packs. They are the 5.8 liter fork packs, and they are pretty heavy. This bike has a shimmy problem. Like basically to help with the shimmy, you have to front load and put a lot of weight on the front. And the problem with that is, this is a 27.5, not a 29er wheel set, that it's harder to roll over the rocks with all that weight in the front. So I tend to walk more than I think most people would with a 29er and a lightly loaded bike. I am a fan of splitting the weight up. I don't like to put everything on the back, so I think there's a nice balance that could be had. I'm running the Mountain Laurel Designs Poco Panniers, really great bags, really love them. They're super light. I really have them overloaded. I think they're really svelte when they're like not filled so much. And it is attached to the Ortlieb Quick Rack, which I really, really like a lot. Comes on and off real good. I know they're about to release a through axle version like everyone else, but this one just goes onto the studs there that they supply. If you have the mounts, you can go on there and then it clamps on, and then with the Mountain Laurel, you have these bungee cords that hold it secure. But I've been real happy with this setup. And it even lets me put on a tail light. Quick release goes on toolless. You just undo these levers and it comes off, and then this is a cam that you loosen, and then it goes through this opening and pulls off. Really easy. Pulled the tent up just to show you the quick rack. I have this piece of padding, which I initially bought for my tripod when I was on the GD MBR, but what's great about this is I could use this to kneel while I install my sleeping bag and fill up the air mattress on the tent with my knees. And basically it's a strap system. What you do is you tie these straps across the top. I had to use an extension. They give you 2 extra pieces. And so that's what's holding it. Then there's some Velcro wraps across the rods there. You can see them there. Yeah, there they are there. And on top of that, I have my 2-person Nemo tent. Here goes the tent I'm using. It's a 2-person Dragonfly. I like it. It was either this or the Big Agnes, whichever one was on sale, and this happened to be on sale. I do see a lot more of the Big Agnes 2-person tents that I do this one. I also have a bunch of Nemo stuff. Basically, it's just coincidence because it was on sale. This is their Tensor uninsulated. Oh, and it comes with a pump sack, Vortex pump sack, and that rolls up with it. And it goes into its sleeve, which is somewhere right there. It goes into that sleeve. Does have this landing zone they call it, which is kind of nice. You kind of hook it up. It's just one more thing though to carry and or forget, but it's good because you can put stuff here, put your helmet here, etc., etc. So that's pretty good that way. So yeah, that's the tent I have on this trip. So let me go ahead and show you what's in the Panniers now. Sandals, to each his own. These are XRO shoes, I don't know how you say it. Oh, and then I have a lock. I pack it back the same way all the time generally. I have a MacBook Pro, which I do not normally bring. I've never brought something like that before, but I had to finish my GDP MBR video. So then I have a Patagonia puffy jacket. It's a lightweight one, no hood. Laundry sheets, it's good to have those so you're not buying them at the motel. A pair of convertible Eddie Bauer pants that I wear. Usually change into these into camp, and sometimes I'll sleep in them if it's cold. So that's what's in there is the computer. And then in terms of clothes, a medium weight, long sleeve, smart wool top, a polyester type long underwear I could wear as I ride or at night when I sleep, and then a lightweight t-shirt, waterproof socks, 2 pair of wool socks, which I'm wearing 1 pair now, a knit cap, and the chamois, and I do have 2 pair of merino underwear, one of which I'm wearing, and like I said, the 1 pair of shorts I'm wearing, and the lightweight long sleeve merino wool shirt. But you see how thin these would get if I packed them properly, and I think that's the concept behind them, but I've overfilled them so much that they get puffy like this. X-Alp, Shimano, X-Alp, well, Shimano owns Pearl Zami, but these are their SPD X-Alp bike shoes, I believe. I also have the gray ones, which I like better. Being a fashion conscious person I am, the gray goes better with the black that I wear and the gray that I wear rather than the tan. I also don't like the tread pattern as much. The gray ones this has this flat section here. It's better to have like tread, which the gray one does have. And on this side is my sleeping bag, which is way too big. I want to get a different sleeping bag. It's a Riff it's a men's long. It goes down to what? Comfort of 40, limit of 29, and it's just too big of a bag. It just really distorts this bag. And then, odds, different spaces, odds and ends. So there's a noodle I have left over. And then I just have a traditional Columbia rain jacket. And then the Helly Hansen waterproof rain pants, which I wore a couple times in the rain. There we go. Here goes the 2 Panniers. Like I said, they're very heavily weighted. On the one side, like I said, I try and keep them evenly weighted just by feel. So This tends to fluctuate. This is, you know, some granola I bought the other day. This will last me a couple days. And again, since I can get milk, I'll tend to buy this stuff. And I also have oatmeal. I'm near the end of the oatmeal, but I also have oatmeal, and that's always a good go-to. My toiletries bag. And then I have my Nemo. This is the long version, uninsulated tensor. Really good pad for me, no problems. Had one hole in it, 2 holes, but I found them and sealed them. Pooper scooper, you know, for when you got to do your business. Probably should have sent this home, but at that point I don't think I had the problem with the chain yet, so I was using this. This is dead weight for me. First aid kit. My mug that broke, the handle broke the first day, so it would normally be on the outside of the bike, and this is a Temu pillow. That's pretty much what I put in there. Again, the food would fluctuate depending on, you know, there'd be more cereal or less cereal. So, you know, I even carry, I was hard boiling eggs. This is a microfiber towel and wash rag, which works really well. It dries really quick too, so when you need to. Some of the places don't provide towels. Shaving cream, a water filter, because a lot of the water at the camps, it says do not drink, boil first. Some people say it's okay to drink. It's just that they don't treat it or test it, so that's why they're saying do not drink. But I on the sounds I needed this. On the TA you don't really need it, because the TA is more like a touring ride and you're going to come across water sources more readily. And that's a Konak bag too, a 2-liter Konak bag. Data, this is where I download. This is a couple SSD cards in here, a card reader, spare fluid. It's actually stand sealant in there. And then these are my tools that I brought. And let's see, I have a spare derailleur hanger, some tenacious tape. I have some pieces of chain left over from when I cannibalized my chain. I had brought this anyway, and there's some quick links in there because I had to do multiple quick links with trying to make it a single speed. I have brake pads here. Okay, oh, and then this is an applicator for the sealant. This is good because it just fits over the valve. You pull the valve core out and it just fits right over the thread. And this is a dipstick for that. And these are some bongo ties, which I really haven't used, but are good to have. Some zip ties. I used up all my zip ties on zip tying my chain ring. This is a quick link tool to separate them. Oh, and I brought spare bearings. This is a chain puller or chain brake that goes in the handlebar. Oh, and a rear view mirror. You should have a rear view mirror for sure, especially on the TA portion. You need a mirror. Tire irons, things. Oh, and then I have a spoke tensioner. My wheels are a little out of round, but I started to mess with it, but I thought I better not. It's just going to become more problems. My skill level, I'm not going to be able to do it. And then I have my stove and gas, and that's kind of what's in this bag. I tend to buy the bigger canisters because they're more efficient. And then what I'll have in here is generally I'll have oatmeal. So I always have breakfast and dinner because I'll have the noodles, like I said, and then I'll have the porridge in the morning. So, and the one thing I forgot and live and learn is I didn't bring a collapsible bowl. Before I forgot, there's this little scrub pad, and then the burner is in there. And, you know, they sell these, you know, these are free in the States at diners, but they sell these here. Jelly and ketchup you got to buy, so just be aware. And again, it depends on what, like some of the domain campgrounds, they don't have bowls, you know, they don't have pots. So there's usually always a tea kettle there and a toaster, a microwave, usually a stove top. So I think that's kind of everything. It's going to be cold. So I'm going to watch the cow pies. This will be a test of my sleeping bag.